Nosferatu, everybody, is coming. And this is one of those things that I saw the trailer just dropped today.
No.
The trailer dropped. We're rebooting Nosferatu. Robert Eggers is doing this, who did like The Witch, which was a very interesting movie in its own. And Bill Skarsgård is actually playing Nosferatu. Now, they haven't actually shown what he looks like as this character at all. I'm going to watch a trailer in a second so everybody can kind of see it with us. But it's got a big cast on top of us. Nicholas Hoult, you got Lily Rose Depp in this, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Willem Dafoe, like quite a big cast for this. And it looks really interesting. But then we're reaching from the past here to make another movie that's a reboot. And since like the 1922 silent German expressionistic classic, it's a long ways coming. I saw that one where it was like on a boat. I don't know if you guys saw the one on the boat that just happened not too long ago too. That was very interesting. I can't remember the name of it, but
I'm on
he was on a fucking boat, Dracula on a boat, but but it was great. Actually, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Drink your blood.
Yeah, it was pretty great. But here's the new trailer for Nosferatu.
Come to me. Come to me. Hear my call. Come to me.
Oh.
Professor, my dreams grow darker. Does evil come from within us? Or from beyond?
Yeah, Willem.
Is coming. He's coming. He is coming to us.
Oh.
He's coming.
Who is coming to you, my child?
Who's coming?
Skarsgård is playing Nosferatu.
Yeah.
That's a good casting.
It makes sense, right?
It's excellent casting, actually. He's got the teeth for it.
The vampire.
He's got the general unsettling nature.
He's very well built for that character.
Nosferatu.
Huh. We'll absolutely watch that.
It looks good. I think it actually looks pretty good for like actually going to redo this. It's like one of those things that I think that, it's Dracula stuff. Every time you do with vampires, I think you have some kind of leeway to make it something a little bit scarier.
He's not Dracula. He's a different story. Like you gotta realize that. And he's
Dracula-esque.
The Witch is one of my favorite movies. That's an absolutely beautiful film. Like one of my all-time favorite. Like one of the best full horror films ever made, like hands down, and some of the best cinematography.
We lost her for a second. Some of the best cinematography. I think she was saying. Yeah, and this looks really good. This looks like the cinematography looks amazing for this too. I saw The Witch and that shit was freaking creepy before. I don't know if you ever saw that. And I think that in the line with that, I think that looks great. And Willem Dafoe, took me a long time to know his name was actually Willem and not William. I always thought it was William Dafoe for some reason, but I'm like, Willem, just always killing it. Always killing it. That's what I can say. The cinematography though, Lexi, you said it was like pretty amazing, right?
Yeah, The Witch was excellent. The cinematography was gorgeous. It's one of the best films I've ever seen. And I remember, like I said, I was watching it in a theater and the people I was with hated it, and I was like, "Shut up! This movie's good. Shut up! Stop ruining it." Because I was like, it was so good. Like I was so blown away with like how stunning it was as a film. I don't know if you've ever seen The Witch or not, but like absolutely gorgeous film, and like one of the best folk horror films of like especially modern folk horror. That one and Midsummer, the best modern folk horror films ever made, like hands down. So if that's the director for this, absolutely. And Bill Skarsgård, he looks the part 100%. Like I'm not mad at that casting whatsoever as far as Nosferatu is concerned. And I know that Skarsgård will take the role seriously. He's a very good, like him or what's that other one? Circus. Circus would have been another good casting for that.
Andy Serkis?
Yeah, he's another one that would have been great casting in that role. Those two are the only two I would have went for as far as I'm concerned in that role. And it'll be excellent.
I love Andy Serkis.
I'll go so far as to say potentially Academy Award for a horror movie.
You know what's funny? I gotta say, it's probably one of the very first times I think on here that Lexi's been like, "Give me this reboot. I'm ready for it."
All right.
It doesn't happen that often, right? Just doesn't happen that often.
I think it's been put in the right hands, and I think the right people are dealing with it. I think it's going to be excellent.
Yeah,
and it's old enough, and it's the right time. I think it's the right. The
Over
effects are
100
going to
years
look good.
between makes is probably a good time.
That's what I'm saying. That's when you can touch them.
That's
when they're like 15
magic.
years old, don't mess with them. When it's like 1922, it's silent film.
If
I
it's
think we
been
can
long
try
enough
it.
that
Yeah.
anyone and probably their children are dead, it's okay to remake it.
Hell, the grandchildren are probably dead.
It's probably a good time. Rachel, does this look good to you? Is this something you'd see in theaters?
I think it looks interesting. I love Willem Dafoe. He looks creepy as hell in it, so I'm here for that. I don't know about Lily Rose Depp. The last time I saw her in anything, it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. So,
The trailer looks creepy though. The cinematography looks good.
Babied a little too close to the sun. Hopefully, she's taken some classes and can be good in this role. I think no matter how ugly they make Bill Skarsgård, you're going to have the same people who wanted to fuck him when he was Pennywise.
Yeah, which is weird.
Fuck him now.
But each their own. To each their own. You know?
People want to fuck serial killers.
I'm not here to kink shame, but guys, come on.
Are you shocked they didn't show his face?
No,
I love that they didn't.
Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
I think it builds suspense. I think trailers show too much these days. So I think as long as you kind of get the general vibe of a movie is what you should get from a trailer. I don't think it should show too much.
I know, like the 80s and the 90s used to always give like the full plot. You know?
I have a question. Are you guys familiar with that movie that was made about... It was like a 90s or 2000s film, and it was about the guys who made the original Nosferatu. And I think it was an excellent movie. I wanted to know, wasn't Willem Dafoe in that movie as well?
Was he? Because that'd be dope.
Because I think he played the director in that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
This is a look up for sure right now.
And I'm like,
some real time research.
Because that would be
IMDb.
Great to see like Dafoe show up in two Nosferatu films. One's a remake and one is like the movie about making the original. Is that? If you've never seen that movie, by the way, that's one of the best movies I've ever seen. Shadow of the Vampire. Yes, that's it.
Shadow of the Vampire.
Excellent film.
Queen's always on it with the film knowledge.
Yeah, Queen's amazing. Love you, Queen. Thank you so much for being here each and every night. She's got some facts all the time. It's great.
But I think Willem Dafoe was in that movie, if I'm not mistaken.
I wonder if he was. That'd be awesome if he actually was. I would love that. I'd love it.
Queen, I love you.
I'm surprised that we're doing more vampire movies already.
Are you shocked? I think people love vampire movies, though, Rachel.
I like vampire movies, but
generally,
thanks, Peppy. Generally, there's a flow. When the economy is bad, we get zombie movies. So we should be getting zombie movies right about now. Usually it's when we're in more of a moral panic or people are getting a little too slutty that we start to get vampire movies.
Getting too slutty.
This is like the ugliest and least pretty of all the vampire stories. Like Nosferatu is not your classic, pretty vampire. Like, this is the ugliest vampire story that you can tell.
Right.
GR, is this the vampire story you've been looking to be told to recently? Or is this one of those movies you're like, send it back? Oh, we can't hear you, GR. You must be muted. Oh, that's a first. The thirsty daddy is muted.
No, I just hit the wrong button again.
You can't silence the thirsty daddy.
I'll have another drink.
Let Papa Patrol back on this. Well, give us more, Gio.
The part
But to answer your question, Brian, no. I'll wait 6 weeks. It'll be on television. I can watch it then.
That is not something you go to see at theaters? It doesn't look like it'd be cinematic enough to draw you in?
Not only no, but hell no.
Were you a fan of the original?
I may be old, but I'm not that bloody old.
This is not something that was ever on your radar, though. I mean, people are cinephiles, though, too. It might be something that you just love.
My cousin, you know, because like Rachel's got such a wide, creamy neck. You just want to drink her blood.
Oh, that happened. Round of applause for that, everybody. Round of applause for that.
Was in an episode of SpongeBob.
That's the
really?
best episode of SpongeBob ever, where he keeps fucking with the lights.
Nosferatu.
They're at the
I feel like I need
Krusty
to
Krab,
see
and they
this
can't
now.
figure out who keeps turning off the lights and messing with them at the Krusty Krab. And then the episode ends with them turning around. They're like, Nosferatu, it's been you the whole time.
I feel like I have to check that out. That
It's an
sounds fun.
It's an actual image of Nosferatu from the movie, just flipping the light switch on and off on the Krusty Krab. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
It's an old like early 2000s episode of.
Oh, I love
SpongeBob.
yeah.
And does it
That was
really-
good?
Does it really play off like the old school style of like actual Nosferatu from like the 20s?
Yeah.
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 It's just like
That's
out of the blue too. It comes out of nowhere. You're like, oh, Nosferatu, and then the episode just ends, and you're like, what?
You know what? Sometimes some of the best stuff happens on kid shows. Some of the best stuff. And it goes right over the kid's head, but for the parents, it's amazing. You're like, that's what I needed right now.
I will on film right here and now bet that we're going to get at least 5 zombie movies in the next 2 years.
You know, I can see that happening.
You need.
We have already 28 years later coming. So there's that Zack Snyder zombie movie still supposed to be happening, the sequel to The Army of the Dead, whatever it's called. That's 2 off the top of my head, I know.
God.
World War Z
want
supposed to still
that.
be in developing. That's the 3rd one on top of my head.
Why are they doing that again? If they're gonna do
It's
it,
supposed
are
to
they
be
just
for-
gonna do it properly?
A series for Amazon.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
we
so-
talked about that. That's gonna be shit.
It's gonna be probably shit. Now,
It's
that's
gonna
like
be
3 off the top of my head.
Yeah. Because if they followed the book, it would be great, but they're not gonna do that.